summertime's over. I don't know where the hair is coming from. I hate to break it to you guys, but summer is almost over. Good morning, everyone. So for today's video, I'm gonna be sharing with you guys my top 5 tips on how to refresh your skincare routine while you're transitioning seasons, because we are nearing the fall time, which will lead into the winter time. So as we all know, the seasons change, the weather changes, our skin is affected. So I'm gonna share with you guys some ideas to level up your skincare routine and try to make that transition a little smoother. So my first recommendation when it comes to refreshing your skincare routine is trying a brand that is clean. Now, one brand that I have recently been introduced to that I have been trying recently is Naturally Serious, and I mentioned a couple of their products a couple months back when I talked about how I give myself an at-home facial. I mentioned their cold peel pads as well as their hydro plumping mask. This is something new that I have just recently introduced to my skincare routine, and this is the Naturally Serious After Dark Natural Peptide Sleeping Cream. So this has celery extract in it, which is rich in vitamins A and vitamin C, as well as apple extract, which is really great at keeping the skin moisturized. Now, like I said, this is something new that I've introduced to my skincare routine, and one of the things that I have really enjoyed about this product specifically is that it is a very thick and luxurious type of cream. If you guys can kind of see the texture of it, it has a little bit of a thickness to it, like a body to the cream, which of course as you're going into colder months, you definitely want to up your moisturizer game, because obviously we want to combat the dryness that comes along with the colder months. And so for me and my dry skin, this is hopefully going to be a perfect addition for that. And as you can see, because it is that sleeping cream, it does create that barrier on the skin. As you can see, there's not a lot of stick to it, and like I mentioned, this doesn't contain any bad ingredients, meaning banned, ambiguous, or debatable ingredients, which is something that I really appreciate. I'm actually trying to incorporate more clean beauty into my skincare routine. They're also vegan and vegetarian friendly, they're also gluten-free, and they're also cruelty-free. So they kind of hit all of those notes. So if you're someone who is very specific and picky when it comes to using clean beauty, I recommend checking out Naturally Serious. And again, this is something that I'm trying to be better at. I'm slowly trying to transition into recycling my products, into using more ethically responsible products. And I'm actually working on a video on how to properly recycle beauty products, because I know that can be like a little bit of a mystifying topic. I look forward to using this product more because I've had such a good experience with their products in the past. They are available at Sephora, so I will put a link down in the description box below if you guys want to check them out. But yeah, that's my first tip, is to try to incorporate more clean and responsible beauty into your skincare routine. Now, besides opting for more clean and responsible beauty, as well as upping your moisturizer game, I think another important swap when it comes to helping refresh your skincare routine when it comes to the winter months is focusing on what type of cleanser you're using. So in the summertime, I think a lot of us go for those nice, thick, lathery type of cleansers because we do sweat a lot, there's a lot of sunscreen going on, a lot of makeup, and for me, I'll wear a ton. But when it comes to cleansing your skin in the winter months, you want to be a lot more careful because the dryness makes your skin a lot more fragile. Now obviously, I always double cleanse my skin, so I always use a oil cleanser first. But when it comes to cleansing my skin, I like to switch to a jelly or cream cleanser, meaning something that is more gentle on the skin. And this is something I've talked about in videos in the past that I really enjoy. This is from Belif, and this is the AQUA Balm Jelly Cleanser. Now, like I mentioned, I do wear a lot of makeup, so to a certain extent, I do want a little bit of that lather because it really helps clean the makeup off my skin. However, I don't want it to be like a stripping type of lather, if that makes any sense. So this gives me the perfect amount, and I don't feel like my skin is dry or stripped after. And if I need to kind of level up the cleanser, I will use my Fave with this. But yeah, I think looking at your cleanser a little more closely is something that you could do when it comes to the winter months, and swapping out for something that's a little bit more gentle on the skin. Now, my next tip is actually currently in my bedroom right now, and I didn't want to bring it in here because it is full of water, and that is introducing a humidifier into your room or wherever you sleep. And this is something that I recommend a ton because obviously when it comes to winter, we are using the heater more, the air is a lot more dry, and our skin is exposed to that as we sleep for multiple hours at a time. And I think the best recommendation I can give is to use a humidifier while you sleep, because not only does that introduce water into the air for when you sleep for your skin, but it also is going to help with your nose, your throat, just so you don't feel so dry when you wake up. I know for me, if I don't use my humidifier, I notice a major difference when I wake up. Like, my eyes are even more dry. I know it sounds dramatic, but it's the truth. You can use them year round, of course, but definitely during the winter months, you should be using a humidifier. Your skin and your body is gonna feel a lot better. Since I just mentioned a body, in my last tip, the next skincare routine tip or transitioning, oh, that did not come out very good. I've said it so many times at this point, you guys know what I mean. My next tip is to dry brush your skin. Now, this is something I do on and off. I'm trying to be better about it because I think during the winter months, we get an accumulation of dry skin because of the dryness. So dry brushing is something that you can do that will help prevent that or help exfoliate your body, because you know, we don't want to neglect the skin on our body. We've got a lot of it. And this is something that I use from AQUA Tools. You can basically pick up one of these pretty much anywhere. I see them at Home Goods. I see them pretty much everywhere. And it's just a brush like this. It's a natural bristled brush. This one's nice because it's not super abrasive. I've definitely used some abrasive ones. And essentially how you use this is before you hop into the shower, you dry brush your skin. So starting at your feet, you kind of just work your way up. And it feels really weird because you're doing it on dry skin, so it feels a little counterintuitive. But essentially what this does is it helps detoxify the skin, it helps with circulation, and again, because of that aspect of that manual exfoliation, it's going to help with cell turnover and getting rid of dead skin cells. And it's supposed to be energizing. I don't know if I noticed that much of a difference, but it's good in general to kind of upkeep the skin on your body. So yeah, I just, like I said, just rake it up. Rake it up. Exfoliate your body. Rake it up. And then this is kind of like a two-part tip since we're talking about, you know, the skin on our body. When you get out of the shower, of course, obviously you want to take care of the skin on your face first, but as your skin is still somewhat damp, hurry up and get that moisturizer on, because if your skin has a little dampness to it, your skin is going to accept and absorb your moisturizer a lot more effectively. So that's another little side tip for you. Last but not least is kind of like a do not forget tip, because we stress sunscreen during the summertime, and I think a lot of times we forget to stress it for the rest of the year. So this last tip is be sure to not forget your sun protection. One that I've really been enjoying lately is this guy here. This is from DERMA-E, and I use this Sun Defense Mineral Oil-Free Sunscreen. This has a broad spectrum SPF 30, so I'm getting that UVA and UVB protection, and I'm also getting a physical sunscreen. And for being a physical sunscreen, this is a very nice applying sunscreen. It's not super heavy. It doesn't have that thick cast or that thick white cast that we kind of all associate with physical sunscreens. So that's something I really appreciate. The main physical sunscreen in this is that zinc oxide. So I really enjoy this. It's been great for my dry skin, lays nicely under my makeup, and just something I wanted to stress is don't forget the sunscreen. This guy also says it's reef safe. So kind of going into my first tip with trying to be more ethically conscious of the beauty products we're using. Something else I noticed that I really appreciate about this, so yeah. Alright you guys, so I hope you enjoyed this video. I just wanted to make a quick little video talking about my top 5 tips on how to transition your skincare routine into the fall and winter months, since we're coming to the end of the summertime. Like I mentioned, I will include all the links down below for all the products that I mentioned in this video, including the Naturally Serious After Dark Natural Peptide Sleeping Cream, and yeah, As always, I hope you guys are happy and healthy, and don't forget to rate, comment, subscribe, share with your friends and family, hit that notification bell, and I'll see you guys in my next video.